All right. Welcome to another Trauma Talk radio segment. I am here today with Miss Christina. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you here. So my question for you today is, what is trauma to you and how does it impact humanity?
Trauma is a big word. It affects everybody. I'm not sure. I think trauma is what rattles your soul and makes you grow. Some people, you have to learn in time that you have to allow it to grow. You have to get a lesson out of it. Things, we're born here and we're fresh canvases. And pretty much after that, there's a lot of different kinds of trauma. Even not having trauma in this so-called, if they have it a perfect life, if they have everything given to them, that is a trauma also, because they're not learning how to struggle and grow. It's just kind of, but trauma is like a heartbreak too. I think that's a very broad question. You can go so into it. I think for me, I've had so much trauma in my life that I got lost in the sauce in time. But then I lost my first parent. And, well, no, I first lost my grandmother, and I seen her take her last breath, and my life changed. I destructed. I got on drugs. I did all kinds of, I got real careless. But then my dad was sick. And so I was able to take care of my dad the last, and I was closer to my dad than my mother. But that was the hardest trauma, because that was my best friend. That was my everything. And that was the one person that I know guaranteed loved me, that, and let me be me and my mistakes and helped me grow. But I didn't destruct this time. It felt like, when it happened, it was like, ooh, I've had my heart broken by men before, but this was a major impact. And so I had to learn how that there's two guaranteed things in life, and that's death and a heartbreak. Everything else could be an experience or a blessing or whatever you want to call it. So anyways, I changed my life around, and it was for the positive. And how does it impact humanity?
Well, I before we even get to that, because you just shared some powerful stuff, and what I just heard you share is the two dynamics of trauma that I like to say, that trauma not only violates us, but it vindicates us. And so by you sharing your story and how you responded when your grandmother passed, that was like a huge violation to your soul, and you went into a trauma responsive state where you were medicating the pain. But when your father passed, that was a time of redemption. It's like it vindicated how you responded to your grandmother passing, to where now you actually turned your life around and went in a different direction, a healing journey, as opposed to self-destructive. So I absolutely love how you shared that in your story, because we don't, a lot of times we don't realize that another trauma comes to help us, like you said. The first one rattled your soul, but the second one came to give you an opportunity to grow.
Whew. And it rattled my soul.
Yeah,
because just as you were speaking, I started thinking. So I think, as I said, we're born into this world, and trauma's in front of us, right? And there was a lot of trauma, and I think that I lived majority of my life in defense, in trauma mode. I think when I see my grandma take her last breath, that was death. And that I never seen that. I didn't see all kinds of different things in life.
Right.
But to see that was the shaker. But as we're speaking, I think also by losing my father, it ended a lot of the trauma that I had to fight up against for half my life, even though he became my best friend, and I love him dearly, but just as we speak, and I'm so okay with that. But it could have been, that trauma had to end, the trauma that from his life that brought into me, because that's I think that one of the hardest jobs in life, or the most, more than a pilot or a surgeon, is a parent. Because you're and placing your beliefs and everything into this little canvas. You're trying to groom them, but they're a free soul and they need to experience. They can't walk your life, or they can only listen and learn, but they have to go through their own journey. That's their journey, so maybe by, just like I said, by us speaking, I think I'm realizing also now that when I lost my father, I lost some of the trauma, and now I was able to grow. Because I lived in trauma mode probably all my life until then. And I'm just now realizing that, and that's pretty cool too.
Wow, that is awesome. That is amazing. I love it so much.
Because I did change everything changed after that, in a positive manner. And so I had to learn patience also, because it was we always kind of want to live in instant gratification, but sometimes when you sit back and you analyze and wait, the good things come.
So you gave yourself grace to go through that new process that you never even experienced before,
and I'm still
but was
going.
ready to experience it. And that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your story. That's so powerful, Christina.
Thank you.
And I'm sure humanity can take away some valuable points just from you sharing your story and how trauma has impacted your life. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for chiming in. Please subscribe to this channel, like this post, leave a comment, and share this video clip with 3 of your friends. Then join me on Mondays for Trauma Talk Radio live broadcast for more conversations about overcoming the traumas of life.